I'm Shane Gunaratnam, founder of Culture of One, and today I'm going to show you why your patients aren't coming back. If there's any doubt early, each one of these things is just quietly eroding your retention, your patient retention, starting with, can the person even find the practice? Because people coming in flustered and a little bit irritated from, struggling to find parking, it already sours the patient experience before it's begun. This is a reality that people need to feel relaxed and calm in order to engage with the sort of things we do in therapy, whether that's physical therapy or whether that's, psychological therapy, etc. If you're running late consistently, running late is the biggest sign to people that you're disorganized. And if this is their first appointment and they're turning up on time and they're ready to go and you're 10, 15 minutes late, you've already sown a seed of doubt, which is saying this person may not be as competent as you would like. Consequently, if you seem rushed, disorderly throughout that session as well, that's not doing you any favors. These are things you've got to get out of your game if you want patients to consistently see you, be retained, go through the process for the long run to eventually get great outcomes for them. If your room is not neat or the practitioner's constantly searching for tools, if you're constantly searching for bits and pieces that you need or you're having to go out of the room and come back, again, the person is just sitting there going, what is going on here? This happens sometimes in GP practices, for example. People tolerate it because they're doctors. This is just how it is sometimes. But in allied health, in private practice, these early seeds of doubt absolutely kill you. Poor attention, again, sitting there scribbling down notes or just staring at the computer and typing things in while they're talking to you is not creating the empathetic relationship you need with the patient, especially when they first come in. It's not as important to write down everything they say compared to making sure that when they say something that's critical, it's met with eye contact and acknowledgement. That body language is critical. If you're repeating questions that they've already said in their story, again, it just shows this person isn't listening well to me or they're preoccupied with something else. If you sound a bit presumptuous or you're dismissing things or you're saying, oh, that's probably not relevant here, if you say these things too early in the journey before the person trusts you, it can really break down the patient-practitioner relationship. So having really good attention to that person is absolutely critical to ensuring they feel validated for the reasons they've come in. Now, when it comes to doing your assessment, so this is very relevant if you're a physiotherapist, osteopath, if it's unclear from your assessment that you've even been able to find the problem, that basically invalidates you as their treating therapist, unless there is no actual problem there and you can prove to them that they're capable of doing things. You have to be able to find where is it painful for them, how can I reproduce those symptoms, because the patient is relying on you, hoping that you can find the issue, you can validate the issue, and at the next stage, it's pretty clear that you can actually address that issue as well. So the treatment, this is make or break stuff. This is make or break. You don't have to be the best clinician in the world, but you do need to do something that changes their pain, that makes them go, that feels different. That's improved. Or maybe that's very, very sore where you're pressing. It's clear that you've got at least an idea of what's going on or where their problem is. You have to be able to demonstrate that you have the ability to move something to do with their pain as well. If the primary reason they've come in is because of back pain, for example, if you are able to show them something that relieves those symptoms, it goes a long, long way to making that session more valuable for your patient. And finally, if the plan is just sounding like this will take a bit of time and there's no substance to really back it up, people don't really feel engaged with that. They're coming in for their initial assessment going, I hope this person can really help me and take this forward. And being told this is going to take a long time, that doesn't always help create good patient retention in the long run. What often helps is actually having a plan to improve things quickly, even if it is just moving from stage 1 acute pain to less pain. If people feel they're being upsold, especially too early, if you haven't executed well in that treatment session, then you put a plan for a big block of sessions in front of somebody. They're just sitting there going, I'm not that impressed by you. Why would I sign on to this? You've got to really have a think about those things in the sequencing of your appointment as well. So instead of all of these things, make sure you're presenting well. You're walking your patients in and out of their consults. There's good eye contact happening throughout your assessment when you're listening to people, and you're doing a good objective assessment with them as well. It's really important that you reiterate core messages that you think are going to be beneficial to them throughout the consult, not just arriving with everything you think at the end and saying a 10-minute monologue of everything that you've got planned for them. And finally, don't over intellectualize the plan. At the end of the day, it is about making sure the one person in front of you feels like you know what's going on and they feel confident to follow your lead into the next session. We're not trying to book people for the rest of their lives, just get them across into the next session. You can continue to build your rapport on top of that. If you're able to do those things, that will go a long, long way to preventing patients from falling out of your diary at the first instant. The last thing you want is to be one of those practitioners who gets a heap of new patients coming through, and every month you've got more of the same. It's very hard to build up your own confidence. It's very hard to build a practice list, and over time you end up really resenting the job. So I hope that's been helpful for you. I look forward to seeing comments below. If you're interested in seeing more videos like this, click subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.